Women always fuck me in the end. It's inevitable. They can cast about, run away, beg and plead, and polyjuice potion themselves until the minotaurs get out of the labyrinth. Doesn't matter. It always ends the same way. And this is understood between the gods and the monsters, the Olympians and mankind. And most of all between my wife and I, there is an understanding. It may not have been liked, may not have been wanted, but as the forest blamed the fire for burning her leaves, or the shore the sea for each new battering wave, things do what they must according to their nature, as above, so below, or in my case, vice versa. But with Thetis, it was different. I mean, yes, of course she was a sea-salted oceanic beauty, a proper 8.5, maybe a 9. None of us could deny it. We all wanted to be the one to Moby Dick her, and if it hadn't been for the prophecy, I'm sure most of us would have. But Prometheus did us the ultimate cock-block. Probably jealous up there on his rock with no one nibbling on his bits but the birds. His prophecy said that any lover of Thetis would beget a child greater than his father. Now, of course, that's not really an issue for a mortal man. So you father a great hero. Big deal. Throw a Theban rock from the smallest pier, you'll brain at least 7 of the talentless twats before you hit the water. But for a king of the gods, I mean, come on. No one needs that. I might have wanted to fuck her, sure, but I can't be creating a kid that's going to be more powerful than me. Can you imagine what kind of fucking hideous abomination that would be when it grew up? I like my throne the way it is, propping up my arse. That's the thing about getting older. You don't deal with change well, especially if it involves an ungrateful child with sticky eyes on your dominion. Our family history is full of regime changes commanded from the crib. My father overthrew my granddad, and I, in turn, overthrew him, so I'm not looking to make it a hat trick. The cycle stops with me. There's always other nymphs in the sea. Peleus was welcomed her. And yes, we attended the wedding. We always liked the mountain ceremonies. Gave us a chance to stretch our sandals. The air can get a little thin up in paradise, and Hera isn't as cold when we're in public. She even lets me touch her if the cameras are on. We needed some good publicity. It had been a difficult millennia. I don't think all 12 Olympians had been in the same room since, well, the war maybe? So yes, we all came. Demeter did the flowers, Hestia hung the drapes, Athena wore white and live streamed the whole thing. Ares did at least try to get the blood off his shoes. Aphrodite handled the catering, whilst Hephaestus limped in like the fucking hunchback of Notre Dame. Hera, of course, immaculate as ever, her design team coordinating her outfit with the decor, supervised everything, and did exactly nothing. Then Apollo and little Hermes already arguing over who was on lead guitar in the wedding band. Even Dionysus made an appearance and seemed sober enough to stay upright in his chair. Poseidon bought a gift of some fucking water horse bullshit. I waited until no one was near the present table and switched the labels because the king of the gods doesn't get upstaged by some catfish shagger, even though the toaster I got them had a bagel setting. Persephone was there on behalf of Hades. He hardly ever leaves the house now. I don't know, they switched his meds. Doesn't matter. They were here, we were here, and we weren't fighting for once. I didn't know, of course, it would be the last time. You never know that kind of thing in the moment. I was more concerned about how my waistcoat seemed to have shrunk round the middle. Fucking dry cleaners. Just so we're clear, I had thought we'd invited everyone. The press were outside, everyone had done the photo call, my Twitter was blowing up, and it was like the old days. For about an hour. And then Eris showed up. Goddess of strife, of disagreement, discord, and disarray, and then I realized I hadn't even invited her. I mean, no one wanted to send out a save the date to that old bitch. She never comes to anything, but you don't ever not invite her? Because then she turns up right in the middle of the ceremony as Chiron is starting the vows. She doesn't say a word. As everyone turns, she just looks at me and rolls something to my feet and walks out. And like a fucking idiot, I pick it up. It's one of my golden apples. And I think again, like a fucking idiot, that it's a gift for the couple. Until Hera notices. There's something written on it. For the fairest of them all, it says. in fucking cursive. Real Sleeping Beauty Wicked Queen stuff here, and I'm about to hand it to Hera because that's the party line. She's the fairest. It's our branding, and this is being streamed live on every screen on the planet. And Hera's holding out a manicured hand like this is rehearsed, and I'm relieved, back on track, crisis averted. When Athena pops up, phone in hand, camera on, and says, "Fairest, surely that's me, isn't it, Dad?" And I try to smile and look to Hera, hoping that she'll see reason or somehow in this moment taste her first gurgling fart of mercy. But of course, it's like blowing a wet kiss to an oncoming Sherman tank. She's got all the compassion of an immunovirus. And just when I think I'm well and truly stuck between these two, Aphrodite sticks her hand into the air and says, "Now I think we're forgetting there can only be one fairest. I'm still the goddess of love after all." And there I am, holding this sodding apple in my lap, stuck between my wife, my daughter, and my cousin Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite, all expecting me to make a decision on who is the fairest of the three. And as I take a breath and invent a new swear word to spit under my breath, I hear Eris laughing her way down the mountain. Women, they always fuck me in the end.